Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're doing well. Today, in our creative intuitive transmission, we have created an artwork entitled Paratön that you can see on the right here, Paratön. And we will examine this creation a little bit later in our creative intuitive transmission. But first of all, I want to discuss with you the two pieces of music that were inspired to me by my higher self and my high vibration guidance for this present CIT. So first of all, I was inspired by a beautiful piece of music by Johann Sebastian Bach, classical music, with it's a cantate. I don't know how you say it in English. In French, it's une cantate. That was written actually by Martin Luther, who was responsible for, in part, for the Reformation of Christianity in, I don't remember the exact years. I think it was in the 16th century. I apologize. I'm not a big, that period is not, that historical period is not my my most known one. I'm more into the antiquities in ancient Egypt, as you know. But it was an important period where Christianity obviously changed. There was a branch of Christianity that developed, which turned into, with the Reformation, in the Protestant faith, which branched from the actual Catholic branch of Christianity. Sorry. So this particular piece of music was, well, not the music, but the words were written by Martin Luther, and the music by Bach, and the title of it is Erhalt deinem Wort. And it's obviously in German. I don't speak German, so the translation I could get was "Preserve us, Lord, with your word." In this piece of music, which is beautiful and what we call sacred music, religious music, and again, I keep repeating, I am not a religious person, but I do appreciate music of any kind, including religious music, such as Bach. What comes out of this piece of music is interesting because, if you look at the words, and, I invite you to examine the lyrics of this, or the lyrics, or the actual text from Martin Luther, and it's very, very solemn and very, I'm trying to find the right word here to be kind of politically correct, but it's, it's against the Pope, and it's against, this is what the whole Reformation was all about, is going against this whole way in which Christianity was going, with the Catholicism, which was very, money oriented, and the whole richness of popes and everything, and Protestant faith focused more on the actual texts and of the Bible, and the person having, each person having a direct contact with source, or God, rather than having all these intermediaries with priests and everything. Anyway, I'm not a big specialist of Protestant faith nor Catholic faith, so Christianity in general, so I'm not going to go in depth into that, but it just gives you a kind of idea of the historical context we're talking about with this music. And so what really comes out of the words, and I'm not going to read you all the lyrics of this song, this music, because it's very, very solemn and very, almost a little bit aggressive. It's very like, we're right, and anyway. So what really comes out for me in this text is the notion of wanting to release the old to start something new. And as every time when we start something new, we tend to think, oh, this is the right thing, and we have the right, and we have the truth, and we're right. And there's always that notion of like, the new is better, type of thing. And those are cycles, they keep coming back, because when something new is not new anymore, the new thing that comes is going to be the new thing, and the new right, and the new truth, and the new only right thing. And to me, what I'm trying to make come out of this is the notion that our egos as human beings, but as a human race in general, we do need often to affirm our truth, which in itself it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that what it creates is this energy of like, I'm right and you're wrong, and everything before was wrong. And I guess it's necessary for evolution and for transformations and reformations and things like that. So in itself, again, it's not bad or good. It's just, again, a thing of the ego where it's always about I'm right and I have the truth and the other ones before me were BS. And, and it's also what we see everywhere in our world, with, division and things where, there's the good ones, the bad ones, and there's and itself there is definitely a light and dark thing going on right now in our world, but it's really this division kind of agenda that we find also through the Reformation and through all religions is very present in our terahu, in our human teran psyche somehow, probably because we were manipulated in this matrix. But what I want to make come out of this song, of this music, is this notion of like, okay, releasing the old, this is bad, and we're better, we're doing things better, and it's a statement there. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there, and then we're going to have a look at the second song, and then we can see the contrast here. The second song is by Pink Floyd, and the title of the song is Grantchester Meadows. A very calm and beautiful song, which you have like sounds of nature. And I find that there's a particular phrase in this song that resonated with me. But I mean, the whole words of the song are quite beautiful. Again, I invite you to explore the lyrics. But the last phrase that I found beautiful is, and the river of green is sliding unseen beneath the trees, laughing as it passes through the endless summer, making for the sea. So, we have this, most of the song really, the whole song really is an ode or an honor or tribute to not only to nature, the beauty of nature, its richness, its the treasure of nature. But what really comes out of it also is this notion of, again, and it keeps coming back because it's related to high frequencies, is that notion of mindfulness to the present, that mindfulness to the sacred instants that constitute our reality of present and present and present, because everything is present. Past and future is BS. It's an illusion from the illusion of time we have in 3D with our, concept of time. Everything is present. And if we are always in present, we are always in mindfulness and presence to this now instant, then the ego doesn't have a place there, because he doesn't like that place of mindfulness and presence, because the ego wants and loves to be in past and future, because it gives him an opportunity to create these divisions and things that the ego loves doing, and that we were encouraged also to develop and nourish in our lives through the matrix. So this beautiful song, again, not only for me transmit the importance of and the high vibrations of nature, obviously in connection to nature, but also this notion of being mindful to the present moment. And that with this little phrase I read to you, there is this notion of the river that goes through a landscape and goes to the sea. So again, there is this element of transition from the old to the new, and everything passes. Everything passes. Like in the Reformation, it goes from an ancient form of Christianity. It passes through the Reformation to another type of faith, but everything passes. But us, as souls that inhabit these bodies, we are always how can I say, the witness or the observer of this reality that keeps transforming and changing and reformating and flowing by like a river. And we can just be there and watch it and just be present and just watch it in mindfulness. So hence the title of this creation, of this creative intuitive transmission today, which is entitled The Dogs Bark, but the Caravan Goes On. I don't know if some of you know that saying. It's quite a known saying, but basically it visually, amazingly, it really, I find in a visual way, talks about this question of the soul being in a way, this well, the observer, if you want, of this. When a caravan appears next to a village in a desert, the dogs are going to bark and they are going to be like, they're going to have a reaction to everything. And, oh, what's that caravan? We don't know them. They're strangers. And there's going to be this dividedness and fear and anxiety of the unknown. But then the dogs bark. And then when the caravan passes, the dogs stop barking and the caravan has passed. And life in the same way goes through, changes, modifies, transforms, and passes. And we, as the eternal observer, as fractals of source, we can be this observer, this witness of life, of the present moment that watches things go by without reacting, without being, again, the dogs that bark at the caravan, without being this device, following that divisive element of like, this is good, this is bad, we are better, they were bad in the past, it was bad, in the future it will be better. You're beyond that. You're just in the present, you're in your soul, and you're in absolute truth. And I find that the Pink Floyd song really translate this, while the Bach and Martin Luther text of the first song, I find, reminds us of the contrast that is brought by our ego, which is to always affirm certain truth in contrast with other truths, which is a tendency of the ego. So, and again, I don't mean to be disrespectful regarding, certain Christian faiths here. I'm just using this as an example to show the contrasts between a sort of eternal kind of witnessing of life and the changes of life in the place of being beyond divisiveness, versus a contrast of often religions and other type of ego-oriented things that tend to encourage divisiveness and, I'm right, you're wrong, this is truth, this is not truth, and things like that. So I thought that was quite interesting. The background that was chosen, as always, randomly by my guidance, and you can see it here if I just move a little bit, is very interesting. What you see is a place that is there's a fog and there's a city behind. But then in the lower part, there's this calm ocean or lake, I don't know, but body of water. And you have this boat that just passes by calmly through the body of water. That not only reminds me of the imagery brought by the saying, the dogs bark, but the caravan goes on, but also of this whole notion of, just you being the silent observer as a fractal of source of things that just pass through in our lives in the body of water. Also reminds me of that beautiful phrase in the Pink Floyd song about the river, passing through and going back to the sea. So there's really that element there that's really super important, is this notion of stop reacting, stop affirming truth, but instead an invitation to just be the observer in mindfulness to the present moment and just watch things go through, caravans, boats, religious faiths and movements, truths, untruths, and just be there and see it go by. Now, I wanted to share with you the artwork I created, which illustrates iconographically or visually through the choice of colors and motifs with the Japanese washi or shiogami papers, that element that we have here that's brought by the music and by the background and by the saying. So first of all, we have this background that's black background with golden waves. And this, it's interesting, lately, this paper and motif is coming back all the time. And I think it has to do also with what's happening in the world right now with our, this huge war that's been going on for I don't know how many hundreds of years in a way, but this war that's going on, between a little bit of light and darkness on our planet. And so probably this is why it keeps coming back. So there's these black backgrounds with golden waves, which for me always represent the immense challenges that one goes through. But the fact that that's illustrated by the black background, but the fact that the waves representing the challenges as well are golden represents for me this notion that within the challenges we find treasures and gifts from source in a way that permit us to evolve as souls and to transcend the challenges and really create of all these challenges, make it a gift, a treasure that helps us in our soul evolution. So that's with the background. Then we have that golden band, which again, corresponds to this, this image here of the boat that keeps, traversing the body of water, the silence that goes through whatever, happens in life, the changes. You're just always the observer of this transformation that life is. Life is transformation, constant transformation, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is what life is. It's just for us not to react all the time, but to be the observer of these eternal changes, and just through that connection to source, which for me is represented by the golden with flower of life motif of the band there. There's this always this source element that whatever happens among the challenges and the good things, there is that band of sacredness, which is, basically source energy that we are connected to as fractals of source. Then we have the lower circle, which is very ochre yellow, beautiful color with what seems to be kind of wheat or kind of grain or things like that. So it reminds me a little bit of the song of Pink Floyd's song in the Grantchester Meadows, where the person is thinking about this beautiful place, this meadow where there's vegetation and calmness and sunlight pouring in, and just a beautiful nature that that this observer is just simply being a witness to. And the upper circle represents more like the so the lower circle is very earthbound, and the upper circle is much more related to source, to sky, to birds in flight, which again remind us of this element of nature always changing in flight. But there's golden elements there and purple elements, which to me are related to very high frequencies and frequencies regarding sky or spirituality, if you want. In the middle, we have the stars, which again link earth and sky. And we have a little circle of source to remind us that source is there all the time, even in the challenges through the band, but through the beautiful thing also through the three circles that represent this mindful presence to the beauty of now, which is illustrated in the song and in this collage through the connection to nature. So this is how I interpret this intuitive message, if you want, or of high frequency, because it's always vibrations and frequencies we receive through messages. So I guess that's kind of a reminder of for us to, in these times of great challenges, when we're brought in places where we're invited to always be in divisiveness or be against each other, to remind ourselves that we can also choose the perspective or the standpoint of being a sovereign fractal of source that just stands there and watches all these little things go by, and watch the caravan go by and not bark at it like the dogs do, and just Just be there and watch it and be mindful and be present and be discerning and not get caught up, don't get caught up in the whole drama. So this is how I interpret not only the two pieces of music, that collage, that background, and that, intuitive message. So I hope that resonated with you. Paratön, which is the name of this artwork. The original is available in my art shop on my website, abigaëllerichard.com, as always. And there's also, as always, available a JPEG high quality digital file of this artwork that you can also download and eventually print if you want to bring it to your sacred space and bring these vibrations and this reminder of presence and mindfulness in your everyday life. So I hope that inspired you. I will now leave you with the two pieces of music that you can listen to. And while you'll be seeing how this Paratön artwork was created. So I wish you a lovely day. Take immense care of yourself, stay in high vibration, and mostly stay grounded in your soul, in your higher self, and don't let yourself be caught up in the drama. Take care. Bye.
Icy wind of night, be gone, this is not your domain. In the sky a bird was heard to cry. Misty morning whisperings and gentle stirring sounds belie the deathly silence that lay all around. Hear the lark and hearken to the barking of the dog fox gone to ground. See the splashing of the kingfisher flashing to the water, and a river of green is sliding unseen beneath the trees, laughing as it passes through the endless summer, making for the sea. In the lazy water meadow I lay me down. All around me golden sunflakes settle on the ground, basking in the sunshine of a bygone afternoon, bringing sounds of yesterday into this city room. Hear the lark and hearken to the barking of the dog fox gone to ground. See the splashing of the kingfisher flashing to the water, and a river of green is sliding unseen beneath the trees, laughing as it passes through the endless summer, making for the sea. Lazy water meadow, I lay me down. All around me golden sunflakes covering the ground, basking in the sunshine of a bygone afternoon, bringing sounds of yesterday into my city room. Hear the lark and hearken to the barking of the dog fox gone to ground. See the splashing of the kingfisher flashing to the water. A river of green is sliding unseen beneath the trees, laughing as it passes through the endless summer, making for the sea.